bigger than the foam. Why is that? I think I'm about to learn something. What is a 4x8? A 4x8 is 4. What is wrong with my... Oh, it's slightly bigger. Okay, so this is the side that should overhang. No worries. No worries. This side has to be exactly aligned. That. And then this side over here. Perfect. Now just take Sharpie and go one. Straight edge from this. I have right here. Ooh. Is this 3 or 4? No, it's exactly 4. Okay, so 4, 2. So we're just gonna go nice straight edge. Okay. Really, this first piece only has 3 cuts. Yes. Yes. Okay.
When I first started to work on this pattern, I thought I was going to use a scribe and actually scribe the wall onto a piece of cardboard and then cut it out. I ended up not going that route. The scribe just proved to be too cumbersome. And I went back to the same method I used on panel 1, which is to use small pieces of cardboard and duct tape, taped together with duct tape to conform to the shape of the floor. If you do decide to go the scribe route, this is a good way to make a scribe using a piece of 1/4-inch XPS foam with a hole drilled through it, put the pin through it, cut a very skinny tip, and you'll be able to actually trace out any, if you're very, very careful, you'll be able to trace something out. It does bend, so you might want to try to put something on that stick that doesn't bend, like a pencil or something. Maybe tape a pencil to it, something that doesn't bend so much. But I decided that since it was a rectangle, I could draw it probably better than any scribe, because if I cut that out, it would look worse than if I had just measured it in the first place. So as I mentioned earlier, you can use the pattern from the first section to get you started on the second section. It's got the right width, more or less, 48 inches. You will have to modify it some, probably remove the sticks, make a cutout section for the wheel wells, and then add a bunch of cardboard pieces to fit around the pillars. Okay, so pattern number 2 is done. I can see I'm probably going to have to make minor adjustments once I get it out here, because I got to get it so that the pieces of plywood meet absolutely. Anyways, I didn't end up using the scribe. I ended up just taping lots of little pieces of cardboard. Worked better. For the second panel, I'm going to try cutting the foam with a foam cutter instead of using a knife. I have this electric foam cutter from a previous project, a Veggie Crisper. So I'm going to try this, see if it's any easier. Because these box cutter knives do not quite extend to the full 1 inch, which makes it difficult. So this is electric, so it's going to heat up. See the smoke from previous uses. And let's start on something small. Oh, that stinks. Well ventilated area. So you just trace the line. I was going to see the edge, so it's very easy to do exactly what you want. Probably trace to the inside of the line because this cuts in a wide berth. This is also useful for trimming probably in the van at the last second. See? Beautiful cut. Probably cleaner than a knife cut. Stinkier. Alright, let's do the big one. So that's the one. Yes. Okay. Let's do it. It is a little slow.
you have a large expanse to cut, this might not be your friend. Oh, I remember now. If you go up and down, you get to different parts of the heat wand, because it basically is cooling while it's cutting. So if you move up and down, you get to a hotter spot of the wand, and then when you move back, the other spots got hot. So it's a little faster if you kind of use it like a knife, like this. Unfortunately, that makes the cut slightly less smooth. There we go. And
So now we're going to test fit the cut foam back in the van. We make sure that the foam fits well to the van, and then we'll use the foam to cut the plywood as a pattern. So I use a pattern to cut the foam, and then I use the foam as a pattern to cut the plywood. If there's anything that's slightly off on the foam, that's okay. I make a note of it by adding a piece of cardboard to the area that needs to be extended. It took me a little while to figure out that the easiest way to put the centerpiece in with those two keys on each side for the pillars is to actually do it from side to side, not from front to back or back to front. It took me a while to figure that out. You can see I'm trying to figure it out here. And in the end of this is really the reason why when I went to do the final glue down, I decided to do the middle panel first, because it is literally the hardest panel to fit in. Now you can see I finally figured it out, that the way to put the center panel in is to start on the edge and then push it down. I think it might be a little too big. Oh, that's a horrible sound.
it seems like the easiest way to put these in is not front to back or back to front, but actually side to side, because you can kind of put the key partially in one side, come down a little, and then you have to push it in like that, and then get the side lined up, and hopefully just almost drops into place. It's hitting somewhere. What is hitting? What is that? I don't see anything there. This could have a little more clearance. What sounds? There's support. I think so. That sounds okay. Right? What is this? Oh. It's an edge, huh? I think if I glue it down these are glued to something. When I'm done, it should be okay. But I am going to clear that up just a tiny bit. Otherwise, I think this is good. Ooh, don't make dents.
Well, I'm on panel number 3 now. It looks like I missed the wood cutting part of panel 2. Hopefully I'm going to capture that on this panel. But it is pretty straightforward. You just put the foam that you've cut on top of the wood, line it out, and then cut it with a saber saw or circular saw or both. making a few needed adjustments. I found some video of tracing the foam onto the birch plywood. I'm going to make another video. This video is already pretty long. So there'll be another video coming up next after this one, which will cover the birch plywood and making the sandwiches between the foam and plywood. So stay tuned.